Namaste, my friends. Today I'm going to talk about what happens as you begin a spiritual journey, as you begin the path, and you embark on the adventure of embettering yourself, embettering your consciousness, your awareness, your perception, your ability to experience, and what that does to your experience itself. So in the beginning of the path, when you are just starting to learn what meditation is, you're starting to, start doing yoga and kirtan, and there's countless practices spiritually that get you in touch with the truth and with reality. But like in the beginning stages, it's just all about learning the skills of how to do it. What to do. It's a lot like learning a language. When you first started learning English, um, you started, learning ABCs, and then you started learning words and how to put the words together. And then there was just like, this natural progression into, you can fluently read, and you understand all the words. And then you started writing, and, you started making your own stories. And so just like that on the spiritual path, it's like the beginning is very different from the ending, the goals. And the spiritual goals and the benefits will be incurred during it, but you just won't be aware of the benefits. So the beginning is very much just learning what things are, uh, you know, the very basics, like learning to be with the breath, learning to be present. And it may feel like you're doing a lot of work for no reason. And I'm pretty sure when you were learning the ABCs, you were like, what is this? What is this letters? Like, it's not doing anything for me. I'm not understanding anything. But you just like stick out the beginning, which is the hardest part, where you're not like perceiving the benefits and you're not seeing what it is. But you will with meditation and yoga, because it's just the nature of it that you will feel incredible. You will feel, less stressed. You will feel in the present, and it will bring up a lot of anxiety and fears, and you'll see how little control that you have over your mind and your ability to be what you want to be and do what you want to do. So this can be a little bit shocking just to see how little control you have. But at the same time, it's a beautiful process where you get to see this whole other way of being. Of you can actually do something intentionally, and you can use your power to cultivate the experience that you want and to do the experience that you want. So in the beginning, that's what it is. Then as you start progressing, you very mentally get to a place where you understand its effects on yourself, in the long run. So in the beginning, like you'll feel the benefits maybe for, a few minutes afterwards, you feel really refreshed, and then you just go back to the same mental state that you were in before. But through consistent daily practice, you'll come to a place where you'll see it spilling into longer and longer time frames. Now for like an hour after you meditate, you're good. You're like in this beautiful space, and you're like super calm with everything and accepting, and just like riding the wave of life. And so that's like the next phase of where like the benefits start seeping into the rest of your life slowly. And then you'll get to a point where it's like the whole day will be transformed with your practice. It's like you'll transform your whole mind for the whole day until you start over again. And this is when it's really like when you start to see how important yoga and meditation are, because it can literally decide the quality of your experiences for the whole day, and then you get to the next phase, which is, which extends beyond that, and it starts seeping into the much deeper aspects of yourself, and it starts transforming and changing the deepest parts of yourself, and your personality, your characteristics, the things that define who you are. It starts seeping into there and starts redefining and restructuring the way that you perceive life and the way that you see and interact with the world and with yourself. And then, you'll get to a point where it's like just transformed your whole life. You're just a completely different person. And along the path, you've learned how to be disciplined, how to manage your energies, how to manage yourself. You gain a lot of skills, and you get to a point where you very much see um, you very much see how important your decisions are when it comes to training this side of yourself, and the effects of on your whole life that it has. If you do a year straight, 2 years, 3 years, it's completely transforming every aspect of who you are into the version that you want to be, so that you are living a more intentional life and you are living life on your terms. And it's really a lot of hard work, but that's a little bit of how the path is, and sort of how it gets much easier as you start. You get past the beginning stages. Just like anything, the beginning stages is always the toughest parts, and then it just turns into like a maintenance of the habits, and the changes, starts to slow down. In the beginning, you have all these crazy changes that are happening super quick, and you're like feeling amazing. And then it's like you also build discipline through when it like plateaus out. Like there will be days here and there where you freaking transform some things, and have a new dynamic of relationship with reality. um, but it's also like slows down into like a habit, which is still beneficial. And it's like you almost don't see how beneficial it is until you've missed it for a couple days, and then you're like, holy cow, that why did I miss for a couple days? I can really see how low I am. So it kind of makes you lose perspective on what an untrained mind is, and an untrained awareness and a consciousness and everything. So that's a little bit about the path. Um, Namaste.